All right. So last assignment before our final has to do with your ability to be open and or curious. If you are an open person or a closed person, and how both of those pathways can either hinder you or help you grow and develop. Okay. So kicking things off. First question is, you have been encountered in this class information that is opposite of what you thought you knew. Either somebody else told you differently or you did it a different way. And about 80% of the folks said, yeah, I was put up against information that was opposite of what I thought I knew. Okay, meaning, right, new stuff, different stuff. So the question becomes, how do I react to that? Am I dismissive and say that's garbage, I'm just doing it my way? Or do I think about it? Do I accept it? Do I ultimately use it and apply it? What is that reaction? And in this next question, right, we have a pretty, and let me zoom in a little bit just so. Okay. We've got a pretty sweet roundabout. The one that was most kind of flippant and disregarding is blue. Not one person said they immediately disregarded it. The biggest chunk considered that they, or what they thought they knew, might be wrong. So they were open enough to kind of switch gears, to consider a different way. Tied with it, people were able to let the idea sink in, think about it, but they weren't able to act. Right? So if you, for example, you saw this thing about tempo training and you're like, wow, that's kind of really cool and interesting. But when you exercised, you went and did your own thing and you didn't incorporate tempo training. Yeah, not right or wrong, just kind of looking at yourself. Next group accepted it as a possible truth, looking at this green, and I tried to use it and implement it as soon as I could. I made this new stuff my own. I tried it for myself. I was open to it. Okay. And then this purple represents the 20% that did not find anything contradictory. Right. So maybe they didn't have a viewpoint at all, or they just were so open that there wasn't any kind of conflict. Now, next two questions asks, are you able to exist in one side and consider the other objectively? Right? This is open. This is closed. Open and curious, closed and stubborn. Right? Now, I am someone personally that likes to consider themselves an open and curious person. Since this is me, I'm going to agree with it. But do I have the ability to also see how the way I am might be detrimental? How might it actually be stopping me from reaching my goals? So we're looking at both sides, right? So the first question is just saying, hey, how might be too closed and too stubborn stop you from growing and developing? Okay. You might not do things. You might not want to try things or consider other options. It will be tough to adapt and evolve. Consider this last year. Right? This person here didn't really read the question. What they're trying to do is they're trying to promote why being stubborn is helpful, right? Because you don't give up. Can I not give up and find a different way? Right? If I have to get to the other side of this wall, am I just going to keep running into the wall, right? And damaging myself until I get through? Or am I going to be like, oh, maybe I could use the door to get to the other side? Right? Not giving up doesn't mean grinding away the way you always have been. Most of us want to get there. Are we open to different ways that may be better? That's the big call. I really like this one. You keep yourself in a small bubble and have a hard time walking outside your bubble. even consider reality, right? There's a reality problem happening right now where I think my bubble reality is the world's reality, and how dare it be different? It's problematic. So why people are constantly clashing. It's these two bubbles because nobody wants to open up and be like, well, what do you think? We're too quick to say that they're wrong. Okay. And not opening yourself to new concepts and perhaps something better. Right. All of these are ways that being stubborn and being closed might hinder you. Then I ask the opposite. How might being too curious and too open stop you from getting what you want? You lose focus. Right? Instead of being able to go in a direction, you're kind of looking at all the options and you stay frozen. This is the idea of overthinking. Right? Before you do anything, you want to know all the ways. You want to research. So you're reading, but you're not doing. Right? Can also. So how do we find this balance? Not enough time, right? Distracted. Nothing is concrete. Too fluid, too hard. And then on this last bit here, excuse me for that blur, I wanted to see, because again, we've got exercisers here and we've got non-exercisers. Can we offer a different perspective without being biased negatively? Can we really get into why some people might be into exercise and fitness without saying that they're just stuck up? So let's see why some people might be into exercise and fitness. They like it. Really big, long answer. They want to stay fit, have a great body, lose weight, prove people wrong. Motivation. Stop the shaming, feel better about themselves, find it interesting, fits their schedule. And then they kind of this is definitely some personal relationship here. Sadly, some of them can become the bully, right? It's the chubby kid who becomes super fit and then says, you need to do it my way because I did it. Not recognizing that there's a different person in a different situation who might want the same outcome, but has to go at it in a different way that suits them. People are into fitness because exercise, getting better, to feel good, to make it part of their routine, to look better, to be healthy, to become fit and feel productive because they want to achieve the look they want. All the reasons. Oh, Aaron, can you cut that camera there, buddy? Thank you. All the reasons why someone might be into fitness and exercising. Okay, now, why might people not be into it? Let's see if there's bias. Let's see how many they're lazy jumps in here. Not confident, good at it, because they're fine with their body, no matter how big and small it is. They might be busy with more important things because it's too much for them, because it hasn't been a part of their lifestyle and it's hard to add it in. Now we got one. They're just too lazy, no motivation. It's kind of that dismissive, they're just not good. They're not good people in that way. They don't have it. It's a character trait. Skipping over that one, they might have other goals. It might be too much work for them, might not be for them. We got a second one, because they don't care about their health or body. Is that a fact? Do you think there's anyone out there who doesn't care about their health or body? Maybe they're confused and frustrated with it, but they probably care. They just don't know what to do. They don't want to get worse. Remember? Because they don't need it or their self-esteem is as high as it is, right? I could be fit and healthy by doing very little exercise. Right? Something that isn't important at the moment. Don't have the time, don't enjoy it, aren't motivated. Don't need it, too busy. Maybe they already get enough physical activity in there. Maybe they're a laborer. Maybe they're building walls or putting up fences. If you've ever tried to do that work, it is 1 billion times more than exercising. Right? Third one, they are just lazy people. Got that in there? Got an or just, but coupled with might not have the time, don't like the exercises. Doesn't interest them. They might love doing something else. Right? So, oh, we probably went through like 15. We got one that was absolutely negative, and we got two more with a little bit of a kind of a, they could also be lazy added in. 3 out of 15 is a lot better than it used to be. Right? 3 out of 15 shows the growth in your thinking, the potential reasons. Now, 3 out of 15, I can't do that math real quick, but I want to say it's about 20%. So 20% of the list that we just said, considered them lazy, kind of negative in that realm. Okay, keep that in mind. People take care of themselves in different ways. 96% of you agree. It might not be exercising at the moment. There's a different way to care. There's a different way to pay attention. There's a different way to spend your time. Right? So hopefully this acknowledges the fact that it isn't end all and be all. Health doesn't look one way. Okay. Now, lastly, remember that 20% I asked about? It's the same question, just phrased a little bit differently. People who focus on their physical health are generally better off than people who don't. We jump up to 45% agree with that. So we went from 20% in the words to quick judgment, 45%. So there's still a little bit of bias there. Better, but again, being open to the actual reasons versus your biased reasons. Okay, stop share. Stop recording. Bye, Juan.